Hi there, I'm Mr. Doyle, and this is a great undertaking. This video is for an episode of the TV series Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which is named after a collection of short stories by Stephen King. But the story that this episode from the Nightmares and Dreamscapes TV show is based on, which is entitled Battleground, is actually from the Night Shift collection of short stories and not from the book Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Yeah, you get all that? Okay, good. History and background. The Nightmares and Dreamscapes TV series originally aired on TNT in 2006, and this particular episode, Battleground, was directed by Brian Henson, who is the son of Jim Henson. The bulk of Henson's career was spent on movies like The Muppet Christmas Carol, The Adventures of Elmo in Grouchland, and predominantly children's entertainment. So while Henson has a lengthy filmography with numerous directorial and executive producer credits, Battleground was quite a radical departure for Henson. The screenplay was written by Richard Christian Matheson, who also has quite a lengthy resume. He is credited as a writer for the TV shows Tales from the Crypt and Masters of Horror, and he also wrote and produced the 2014 King movie adaptation for Big Driver. Matheson also has a famous father, Richard Matheson Sr., who wrote a number of important books and screenplays, including I Am Legend, Stir of Echoes, and What Dreams May Come. The show was filmed in Melbourne, Australia, and was met with a relatively positive reception from audiences and critics alike, unlike every other adaptation from the Night Shift collection. In fact, the show won 2 Primetime Emmys and was nominated for numerous other prestigious awards. Is it by the book? Battleground's premise is pretty straightforward, but there are a few subtle differences from the book to the TV adaptation. Here is a short synopsis of the original short story. A hitman named Renshaw returns to his penthouse following a job to find a package waiting for him. He contemplates the possible contents of the package, hesitant to open it for fear of what may be inside. After a time, he convinces himself to open the package, which turns out to be a bad idea. Renshaw suddenly finds himself under attack from an unlikely adversary, and it seems that for Renshaw, a man who makes his living taking lives, the proverbial chickens have come home to roost. While this was one of my least favorite stories from Night Shift, that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. After all, Stephen King's worst story is not necessarily a bad story. He just has a lot of great stories that I prefer to this one. Anyway, the TV adaptation of Battleground made 2 major changes to the story, and they are both the beginning and the end. But everything in the middle is practically pulled straight from the pages of the book. I like the change to the beginning because it answers the question of why Renshaw is under attack. It does not address the how, but that's okay. A little mystery never hurts. For example, I try not to give too much away in my videos so as to not spoil it for the folks who haven't read the book or seen the episode or movie, so forgive me if I'm being intentionally vague while discussing this story. The ending of the episode is certainly more dramatic and action-packed than that of the book, and while it begs the question, does no one hear any of this? It does make for an entertaining episode. Soundtrack and score. The score for this episode is fantastic, and it's a good thing too, because this hour-long episode doesn't feature a single line of dialogue. I was about 20 minutes in before I realized that not a word had been spoken, and instead it was the music that was guiding the mood. Jeff Beal, who wrote the score for this episode, did an incredible job, and also one of the aforementioned Primetime Emmys this show won was for Outstanding Music Composition for a Series. This is an award Beal would go on to win numerous times over the years, and he is 100% deserving of the recognition. Cast and acting. William Hurt plays the lead character Renshaw and is also the only actor to get any substantial screen time during the episode. Hurt delivers a strong performance without delivering a single line or even a word of dialogue. He screams and shouts in pain on occasion, but his performance is almost entirely reliant on his facial expressions and body language. It's a solid, unconventional performance. Special effects. The special effects in this episode are really impressive, and that is entirely due to the fact that all the special effects in this episode and for every episode of the Nightmares and Dreamscapes series were done by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. The Creature Shop is, of course, an incredibly accomplished and world-renowned company that have worked on countless movies and TV shows. For Battleground, they brought the tiny adversaries to life while maintaining perspective and scale, which is no small task considering they used full-size men in costumes to capture most of the scenes. They expertly maintain the elaborate illusion of size between Renshaw and his attackers with ease. Final thoughts. For being low on my list of King stories and having no dialogue, I'm impressed with how well this adaptation captured and kept my attention. The action is entertaining, the music is intense and dynamic, and the special effects are top-notch. Overall, this is an enjoyable episode, and I look forward to watching the entire Nightmares and Dreamscapes series again for the first time in a long time. Watch this episode. Watch the whole series. You will not be disappointed. Okay. Goodbye. Be sure to click like and subscribe to the channel for my continued analysis of all things Stephen King, pretty please with blood and guts on top. My name is Mr. Doyle, and this has been a great undertaking.